I mean, and that, and, okay, now we in. Now we in. Mhm. All right, all right. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And what I do pretty much as a spiritual healer, just so you guys know, and I think it's only fair for me to let you know what you're getting yourself into, especially if you're taking the time, to look at this good looking fella here, which by the way, you wouldn't be wasting your time, first and foremost. You know, um, we don't need to brag or boast. Essentially, man, listen, man, we're gonna have a good time here. That's what I'm all about. As a spiritual healer, pretty much I help you to become your highest version. And in other words, I help you to become Christ-like, Buddha-like, and Krishna-like. And just by me saying these things, you could see the connection between Christ and you. Christ-like has everything to do with you being like Christ. So, in other words, the way that I help you to become your better version is by reflecting, helping you to see yourself from a different angle, or let's just say from not below the belt. I'm walling, but what I'm saying, underneath it all, like to beyond the veil. And the veil, technically, it's not something that is meant to stop you, just like a physical body. You're just gonna have to go within, and that's how you go beyond the veil, beyond whatever, like the back. I mean, those blockages, maybe, you know, but then because there's truly no blockages, and this is in that whole idea that now Earth, according to the Indians, which I really love, they call this world Maya, which is an illusion. Perfectly said. I fucking love this shit. I always feel like too, and here's the reason why, like I enjoy studying different, let's just say, type of spirituality, because there's always something that's being said in a way that is being said from that perspective that is totally like, that's why to me personally, they have added all, I mean, they all have added something to me, but anyway, that would be more of a side note here, but also to let you know where this is coming from. As a spiritual healer, my whole approach is not, I mean, it's traditional, but it's not the tradition. You know what I'm saying? It's traditional because this been talked about. It's been living. You have proof. Jesus did it. Moses did it. Abraham or whoever the fuck. My only question to you is, why is that not? Do you think it just stopped happening? Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of my teaching or my approach is to help you as a spiritual healer to realize, hey man, you have something to do with this. And this is part of your transformation. This is how you evolve the whole aspect of you awakening. What are you awakening to? I mean, if you really think about it, right? Because we already alive. You go to sleep at night and then you wake up during the day. But here we are again. When we talk about life. You need to be awakened. So obviously, this is going beyond the veil, but also revealing another aspect of yourself. And as a spiritual healer, that's the aspect of you that I help you to come in tune and in touch with. And only when you do so can you become your best version. So, in other words, it is your best version because now you can see yourself not just from a physical perspective, but you can also see yourself from a spiritual perspective. And that's pretty much the whole aspect of the whole meaning of attaining perfection. That's what that is. Because nobody's flawless. So to speak of us not being perfect in that sense, it's crazy to me. I mean, that's not our reality. But your true reality is from your flawless, you can perfection yourself. In other words, when you like, I know for me, when I was learning how to play the guitar, I mean, I'm not walking the line or anything here still, but though, I mean, although in my mind, because I'm able to do the shit that I wasn't doing before. But I'm saying that to say I came from a total flaw, I mean, crazy, man. I couldn't put my hands in certain chord. I really had to move slowly. Like, this is, but as I kept doing it, I got better. We all fall. Why do we fall? Christopher Nolan has this line in Batman, and that's one of my favorites. Because obviously, you know what I'm saying? I'm still using it. One of my favorite lines. Why do we fall, Bruce? Look at the reality that you're living in. Anybody who ever became great at anything, and that's what they always tell you, you're looking at my success, but you're not looking at my failures. So hypocritical, so delusional. That's why the great ones, we know what it takes for you to be whatever the fuck you are. And this is where people could tell you now you have to embrace your flaws. Basically, how do you make it better? Not better in the sense of now you having more flaws, but better in, you know what I'm saying? That's how you sharpen up yourself, man. Isn't that what we're saying? Practice, practice, and practice. Like, and we're talking about practice here, man. And more, motherfucker. So I'm speaking of practice and more here. So again, I'm also helping you to look at how we've been looking at the reality around us versus, when you have the ability to see beyond the veil. And this is where you are called to go, man. That's the door I'm showing you as a spiritual healer that you're going to have to walk to or into. Do you see what I'm saying? So, what religion does, or specifically Christianity, they condition you to look at Jesus only from a fucking historical perspective. Whereas that is not the point, because even Jesus is telling you, you'll be doing greater things than me. So the goal, this is why we also call this esoteric knowledge too. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, this is all part of me being a spiritual healer because I will be talking about, well, shit, fuck. Let's just talk about it. I mean, spirituality, and then you have something called the occult. What you're dealing is, and what type of knowledge is it? Those are the manuals. So just like in a Bible, or I'm not sure if there's a Bible that says it or not, but when they say, do not let the left hand know what the right hand is doing, you can't take that literal. And if you do, like, what the fuck? Is there something wrong with you? I'm gonna hold this spot over here, and my right hand is I'm not gonna let him find out. Like, ooh, you see what I'm saying? Just like when Jesus said, if someone smack you in this face, you turn the other cheek. What the fuck do you think he was telling you? I mean, it wasn't harsh enough. Be a bitch out there? Nah, man. Turning the other cheek means to look at it from a different perspective. When life hits you a certain way, you gotta change your perspective. This is why they tell you the obstacle that you're going through, it's not against you. It's for you. But for you to see that it's for you, guess what you have to do? You got to turn the other cheek. Look at it from a different perspective. So I'm saying that to say, when we're talking about esoteric knowledge, which is a big part of spirituality, this is what you see when the Buddhism are saying there's those sacred texts. That's what when you have the Sufis, those sacred texts. Then you have the Gnostics. Now, that's the type of knowledge that these niggas have. And that's what that type of knowledge is called esoteric knowledge. Because it's helping you to see beyond the veil by looking at yourself, by giving you a deeper perspective. Because you can only see the greatness in you by you changing your eyesight, man. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna see great in you, but you don't see great, nigga? Pure, all is pure. You see what I'm saying? You don't care of what you say about yourself. If you see yourself as a piece of shit, you're not gonna be great. Because all the greats has to look at them, had to see greatness in them. Whether you not giving up, whether you calling it, let's just say, God. Because at this point, if you call it God, then you are saying that God part of you is the highest part of you, which I do agree, by the way. If you're not going to be saying that shit, listen, that was the realest shit you ever said. That was the realest shit you ever motherfucking said to yourself, nigga. So as a result, listen, you didn't say anything wrong. So this is, in so many words, as me being a spiritual healer too. I mean, especially if this is your first time. I mean, this shit ain't no joke, man. It's a whole lot. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is why, for me, this is rewarding in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me telling you about my own transformation. You see what I'm saying? And this is what all of us did. A lot of our ancestors, that's why I am your confirmation. Jesus was your confirmation. Abraham was your confirmation. That was the idea. The Son of God died for you to let you know that, hey, you could do it too. You could fucking build integrity, maintain integrity. You know what I'm saying? Don't suck dick for money. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, nigga. If you don't have money, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? For you to understand, and that's the idea, that money's not everything. But for you to know that it's not everything, you would have to know better than something that is better than money. This is where it doesn't, this is where now, if you think money's everything and you don't know who you are, like, it's a waste of time. You did a whole lot of nothing. What a brilliant idiot. You see what I'm saying? Don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be any type of idiot, nigga, be the idiot that's gonna lead you. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else. And before I go, I felt urged to share this with you guys. As part of me talking about me as a spiritual healer, but us also. Let me summarize another part of me for you. I always play dumb, but I never been a fool. I am as wise as a serpent and as a wolf, as cunning as a fox, as brave as a lion, and having the state of mind of a dove. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm all of that in one. If this is not a deluxe package, if this is not shot at the loaded locks, if this is not fully loaded, nigga, you tell me what that is. I see you, nigga. Salute to you, King. Salute, salute. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, going back to what I'm talking about here, though, you know what I'm saying? So listen, it's always a pleasure what we do here, man. Each one teach one. We're breaking bread. This is our supper. This is our community. You know what I'm saying? Get together here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is where, I'm doing God's work, man, making sure, you know what I'm saying, like we call it in voodoo, man, like we're watching over the yard, the backyard. You hear me? Make sure everybody everything's good in the yard, man. Listen, man, that's a whole other level too. Man. So, okay. Now, 14 minutes in, let's start talking some shit, guys, right? So, I guess I was talking about me being a spiritual healer and, of course, and more. Maybe too much, man. It comes with it. You feel me? Every second, man. Every occasion I get, nigga, I'm not gonna let it slide. I'll slide in though. All right, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Oh man, it's been that type of man. Speaking of the month of man, October. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Every time we see fall, there's always got to be a rebirth. I know a lot of us. I know for me, you know, I would have to say the past 10 years, man. I've really been, celebrating spring, as the new year for me, and which it still is, right? But as I'm growing, then this is the selflessness of myself too. The identity crisis as I'm doing more, it's like I'm looking at this reality from a different perspective too. Do you see what I'm saying? Obviously, this is why we say death is life. The whole idea of saying these things, is being able to see beyond the veil. To see beyond what is so-called obstacle. Because we all become great by going through those, what I'm saying, obstacle. That's why they tell you don't want to be comfortable in life. I mean, what the fuck? Are we gonna be living a life of, of discomfort, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Of course, it doesn't mean that, but what this is saying is your comfortability is it has to be earned through your discomfortability, and that's how you got to keep growing. This is why your obstacles or your haters, anybody who betrayed you. Listen, man, worst enemy, but they are your best teachers. See, already, as a spiritual healer, I'm healing your sight already. I'm healing your vision, helping you to start looking at, this reality from a different perspective. And this is why I always recommend the Kabbalion, because that's exactly what the Kabbalion does by helping you to understand what the seven hermetic principles are. Is to look at yourself beyond the veil. And this is why, to me, this book is fucking self mastery. That's what your Bible should be, if you should have a Bible. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because God does not take away from you, man. It adds to you. In other words, if you're learning anything that is, let's just say, spirit based, but yet that is not enhancing your life or giving you a deeper understanding, or you're not transforming through it, I mean, you just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just a waste of time, bro. If you be going to church every fucking Sunday, there's no internal transformation that's taking place in you. You have not grown, you know what I'm saying? And you just going there to gossip or looking at other people or just giving out book references or acting like, what I'm saying, you're doing some shit or, what I'm saying, behaving a certain way so people look at you. And those are a waste of time, bro. You all fucking wasting your time. And none of it is benefiting you because there's no growth into it. If you live in your life, you can't say, okay, I went from 0 to like 5, at least. Or if 10 is, I mean, that's what going from negative to positive is. Shout out to Biggie, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what success is, bro. It's what growth is. But that 0 to something else, this is also where the selflessness comes in. And this is where all the greats, we are speaking from that space, from that perspective, from being ourselves, but yes, from a selflessness perspective, because now we're connecting with nature, having a Godhead mentality. This is how Jesus said, you eat my flesh, then you're going to speak like him. Of course. Every spiritual person, we all speak the same because we drink from the same source, man. And that source in itself is what's molding us. And this is the good word, man. No, the words has never been said any greater than this. Check out my last recording, by the way, because I talked about that. Then you understand even just speak up the great words. I mean, it's the impact that it brings into your life, man. This is where you get to witness the words fucking you up, acting up in you. Or you get to extract or understand certain things that, you know, um, Objective explanation wouldn't be enough to actually make it make sense to you, man. When you have an aha moment, this is why these shit are powerful things. This is you waking up, then now your logic becomes greater, not the other way around. This is why you don't want to be only logical, nigga. And logical has a lot of cons, man. So be careful. I mean, you use logic. I mean, it's nigga. Why the fuck not? Because logic is also should be used as a perimeter. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, as a way for you to touch the things, but you got to feel it. I mean, when you touch it, you have to go beyond that. Then now you have to assimilate the process. This is where your intuition comes in. You don't want to put your logic over your intuition. It's crazy. And your intuition, it's illogical, but logical in its own right. How do you explain somebody who only felt like they felt, and then you know what I'm saying, from that there's other things that happen either good or positive, I mean positive or negative. But if we use it in a positive way, for lack of better terms, to show you like this is why even in life, you can't just refute your intuition and just be like logical because you see things. Whereas you as a there's there's you that you can't even see. You know, for me, even me looking at myself right here, right now, I know there's more to me than me. To, and if you ever use them for, this is where mirror magic comes in. This is where the wise one, we understand how to use the mirror. You look at us, but it's your physical perspective. And remember, I'm giving you this, Jim. It's on the house. Something you could do to awaken the higher side of yours, or for you to jump start it, or for you to be connected to it. You can hold a mirror and look at yourself, trying to reflect, stare at yourself. And then slowly but surely what's going to happen is you'll see yourself going beyond yourself. And this is the man within. This is the energy that is around your body. And that's what you're going to get from me today. A lot more in terms of the practical things that you need to do to awaken the man within, or to master the man within. This is what they're telling you by you need to become awake. I mean, to wake up. That's what the Buddha is telling you, wake up. You don't breathing. You don't have a dick or pussy. You know what I'm saying? The way Jesus said that, a man cannot live, and this is just saying it strictly off of dick and pussy. And when you take a bitch because you look good, and then at the end of the day, at some point, you know what I'm saying? That's what the illusion is. That's what the illusion is. That's why we understand that this is God of everything. That's why we don't worship idols over here, man. We worship God, which is different. You said you worship an idol. I mean, you don't worship any idols, but everything you use God for idols. You need God for a job. You need God for this. You need God for that. There's nothing godly about this. Even to a point now, you know what we're doing? We're talking about manifestation. I don't have anything against it, but to speak of manifestation without acknowledging the creator is crazy. Falling short. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you come so close, just need to get it. And those are your niggas, the ones the ones who claim to know. Oh yeah, this is what the ones who claim they know. This is for the ones who's giving you those references, man, like spoon point, as if the reference in itself is the explanation for the whole thing. That's crazy to me. That's wild, man. Hold up, man. Oh, and before I even get started, I gotta salute the fucking ancestors because that's where it started. By me saying I'm just doing when they tell you being Christ-like, what Jesus did. This is why he fought for you. That's what his fight represented. That means because he tells you got to carry your own cross. But when you see him, he had to carry his own cross. That means you can carry that shit too, man. Anything one man does, another man can. I mean, I'm not saying you should become competitive, but if you're looking at every record that has always been set, you know, if we're talking about running here, every record that's been set, it was another indication for somebody else to break it. So I'm saying there's nothing one man do that another man cannot do. I don't give a fuck. And it's been proof so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, if I'm 44 years old, well, this is my 44 years, but not just that, but also by learning from history and everything. You know what I'm saying? That has always been the case. So I'm saying that to say, I mean, if you're not a runner, I certainly understand. But not just that. Maybe that's a little too broad. But what I'm trying to say is, when you see, I mean, that's the purpose. You have to become Christ-like. And for me, I always acknowledge my ancestors and thank them for everything because everything that I'm saying to you has already been said. I'm just saying it understandably. This is where my individuality comes in. This is where, my good looks. This is why I get to brag a little. Nigga, hey, you heard it from me. Yeah, I'm gonna call it what you like, but it came out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's still God, but out of my mouth, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want all those beautiful sentences, parables that came out of Jesus' mouth? I mean, we're got nothing against Jesus. I'm just saying, I like to say it too. It should be an issue, man. And when I got to see all of that, and we all admire each other, like, and that's what artists do too. Artists look at other artists from a different perspective. They're looking at how such and such is expressing themselves, how they do it. That's why you see certain artists, you know what I'm saying? Or you have some artists that are artists of other artists. You know what I'm saying? The teachers, man. You know what I mean? This is where, what I'm saying, I'm giving you that old, the good old thing. I'm the teachers, man. Mm, that shit sinking, man. Listen, I'm right on schedule. I'm saying that to say I'm in alignment with this. This is speaking from authority, from. This is as humble as I can be. Believe it or not, this is me bearing witness, man. I'll tell you what I see, nigga. So I'm putting you on some Haitian shit, my nigga. So anyway, let's proceed. Let's start talking about that shit, right? So, man. So again, spirituality, man. Like it's you. And that's what I do as a spiritual healer too. I forgot to mention that other aspect of me, because the word. I mean, unfortunately, there's a sometimes that's why I want. There's a disconnection in the word spirituality, right? And that disconnection, it's out of ignorance. There's always a connotation that it comes with. Maybe it's a belief system. You know what I'm saying? Like for you, let's just say if you were not to say anything about the divine, what people would call atheists, right? You know what I'm saying? Just because you think there's no God, that doesn't mean, you're not who you are. To become spiritual at this point, this is me acknowledging the spirit in me now. Now I'm coming forth doing this work and not just bearing witness to myself, but also help you to see you as the spirit that you are. This is the truth of yourself. I'm here to help you to see. And that's how you become your best version, believe it or not. This is where all your beauty comes from. And if you're not getting it from there, this is where you need to go. If you feel ugly right now, you need spirituality, man, which is you knowing who you are. Because who you are goes beyond what you look like. This is why this shit is so like out of this world, literally speaking. Oh, I'm not giving you a break at all. I'm applying pressure, nigga. Damn. Suffocating your ass, nigga. Strangling you, bitch. Yo, man, listen, man. Yo, and this is the crazy shit, too. I normally don't come this early, too, but shit, nigga. Yeah, man, small. Well, this is tea. I mean, regular tea, motherfuckers. Relax. You know what I'm saying? At times it does get dirty. Okay. But for now, though, you know what I'm saying? Although, hey, listen, you never know. Like people say, like it's 3 o'clock now. Hey, man, it's 11 o'clock somewhere else, dog. Now, relax, bitches. This is strictly tea, bitch. But we will spice it up with a little bit of that herb. You heard? And nothing wrong, guys. Just give me a second here, please. If you have any questions, just speak among yourself, which is okay, And then because even listen, and I'm serious about that too, because here's something else. I'm able to pick up on certain things. So even though I'm recording this separately, when you get to see it, listen, man, try me, try me. Listen, there's no time limit, man. It is what it is. This is custom made for all of them. You know what I'm saying? If you look for this, listen, man, it's perfectly your size. But anyway, let me get a second. Well, that's all I'm asking for. Just 1 second. Not this one, because that would be a whole second. I'm talking too much. You feel me? Mm. They say this is the food of the gods. Is it true? And I'm saying I know about all that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because I did make a little extra tea. Listen, man, yo, guys, tell you what this is, my niggas. Okay, we got onion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The onion skin. We do not waste our onions over here. We're pretty serious when it comes to onions, right? Then we have a little bit of turmeric in there. We got a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, a little bit of garlic, the garlic skin as well. Okay, okay. Free game, free game. I'm not putting you guys on. Okay, free game. It's clean. It's clean. Yeah. I mean, I can't promise for too long. You know what I'm saying? It's all part of the game. But anyway, guys. Okay, I'm all in. Give me a second here. I just got to reload. Okay, keep talking among yourself. If you have a question, you know what I'm saying. So by now, what's happening to you is you should start looking at things from a different perspective. This is what looking at it from a deeper perspective, understanding when we're talking about reality. What the fuck is reality? When like I always tell people, in life is the experiences that give us the sight that we need to have to navigate. Is the understanding, I'm saying, that kind of inner vision. So yet again, this is what I'm trying to get you to focus on because this is where everything is taking place. This is You see what I'm saying? This is also another way of saying for you. That's why for you to fully master you, you have to master the you that you don't see. You cannot ignore that. So this is why this shit got nothing to do with your belief system, nigga. I don't give a fuck if you're Christian. I don't give a fuck. Fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck. It had nothing to do with it, man. This is why when I'm talking about spirituality, this is not a belief system. Hold up, man. Let me get some herbs. Okay. This is why this shit is not a fucking belief system. Ultimately, this is just comes down to every single one of us. Whether you're a Chinese man, you know what I'm saying? You're a good Haitian man, you know what I'm saying? You're an American man, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck, my man, you know what I'm saying? There is more to you than what you look like. Although you may have a certain culture, you speak a certain language, meaning you're wired to look at things a certain way, because that's all the language is. It's a state of mind. You feel me? You gotta understand that. You know, when you speak multiple languages, like a guy like myself, I have multiple, personalities. Okay? Personalities. And if anybody who speaks multiple languages can see that, well, they're not efficient at it. Because I can't be speaking to you in English with a fucking Haitian mind. It's not gonna fly. This is where the broken English comes in. This is why they're also telling you, yo, it's easier for a child to learn a language because they have no they already tap into the fucking language. Pre-notice or pre-notice shit that I was gonna say. But hey, that's where my Haitian comes in now. You know what I'm saying? But the little part that you gonna get, nigga, I gotta think like you on that part, baby. It is what it is, man. Come on, stop playing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Figured I wanted to add, a little extra jewels. I'm feeling very generous today, man. But hey, man, that mirror thing I just told you guys, man, listen, that's some powerful shit. That's some powerful shit. Yeah, it's a must done. Not even try. I mean, because trying it is to do it. It's to jumpstart that spirit in you. But I'm saying all of that shit to say, man, when we talking about spirituality, it's all of us, bro. It's you not knowing who you are. It's you knowing who you are. It's you being dumb. It's you being smart. It's you taking a shit. It's you wiping your ass. It's just you. Because even though you do do's and all that shit, there is more to you than just that. This is why for you to become the illuminated or the true Illuminati, or to attain that Christ consciousness, or to be fully awakened. Can you see how it's all connected? Or the best version of yourself. You can only do it by going within, by successfully excavate that man within and you bring him out. This is what a lot of us in voodoo or in fucking African spirituality, we know how to do. This is where your rites of passage comes in. It's helping you to elicit, to resurrect that that spirit in you that is already in you, but now you realize, oh shit, that spirit has to be cultivated too. Like when they say you gotta water your garden, that's what it means. This is why God, you have to nourish. As a man, you have to nourish your, just like you eat food, nigga. You gotta nourish that side of you. And this is the supper that we're having now. This is how we're breaking bread. As a spiritual healer, I'm always giving sight or giving to the needy. You know what I'm saying? Do you see how all of these things come together? But it's that higher side of you that needs to be acknowledged. That's all you do when you become spiritual. Then now, just like I gave you that mirror thing that you could do, that's what you also do in meditation. That's the idea of meditation. The idea of meditation is for you to become that meditative state, or you having to open up your third eye, or to be more receptive. Then now you're getting downloads, i.e., aha moments, because this is where your true growth comes in. And this is where also, as a spiritual healer, I help you to understand the difference in this type of knowledge, which is the esoteric knowledge that is dealing with true meaning of what we call education, because education is to lead out. So, what are you leading out? What are you bringing out of you? That's when you become educated, you become enlightened. So, the true Illuminati is you, man. I mean, I get very tight when people are just, giving that term away like that, man. Am I not bright enough for you? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The light came among the darkness. They refuted it, man. Come on, man. At this point, what happens to you is what happens to you, man. I mean, you curse yourself just by doing that. That's what cursing yourself is. You doomed yourself. How did you reject such a beautiful gift that was given to you, man? Of course, you got to feel a certain way because there's nothing bright about it at all, man. You see, you got nothing I want. You got nothing I need. Hmm. I had everything you needed, nigga. And that part right there, ladies and gentlemen, it was customly made for some of my haters. Because as my story will be known publicly, or, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Being illegally adopted, man, let me tell you some shit, man. This is what I thought life was just, what I'm saying? Niggas like, oh, we got one more for you. So I'm like, God, what's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's like and again, this is all part of that selflessness of the oneself. Just when you start growing, the growth never stops. And every growth will come with a different state of mind. And that different state of mind comes with a different person. This is what, no, that's why the nigga Napoleon Hill, this nigga was doing God's work, man. A lot of you niggas don't see how powerful these niggas are. To me, I see it. But I also see where they got their power from. This is why I call them out. And I call them out in the sense of, and I do call them fake too. For instance, when you had the Robert Kiyosaki guy, dude, you know what I'm saying, who's telling you about the rich dad and the poor dad. Listen, he's doing something greater here, man. He's showing you a deeper part of you. Now, he's stuck in that physical shit. Okay, you want to be rich, but he's showing you, nigga, this nigga's talking, he's saying a whole lot. He's telling on him fucking self. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you the rich dad approach, the poor dad approach. He's trying to get you to see those aspects of yourself. And he's also showing you, too, this is why it's for you to become fully developed. And I think I skipped that whole part where, you have to become mentally balanced. You have to understand the society that you're in. That's why, for me, I talk about mind control. That's why sometimes I may say some shit. I might say some shit about, your culture or even the government for that sake. Because they're all fucking looking to rule your mind, nigga. But I also let you know too the idea of you having to understand that, because this is a must. If you don't control your mind is being controlled. So you have to, man, for you to control your mind, meaning you have to identify the things that is trying to control your mind. This is why, for me, when I talk about the government or whatever the fuck, and I'll let you niggas know this is educational purposes. Not that I'm trying to pull my ass out. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga. Educational purposes for your personal growth. Because if you don't see them, you will be under their mind control. That's how it works. There's no ways out of that. I wish I had something better to tell you, man. I wish I could tell you there's a way for you not to do the work. No, there's no way. But there's been a way for you to be inspired to do the work. That's where Jesus comes in. Let you know, hey, man, it was done. Look at me. All of my ancestors, and by the way, let me bring this all the way back to I'm me saluting my ancestors, thanking them. Listen, they're fighting for me. Listen, I don't have to lift a finger. You see what I'm saying? They're like, no, 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 no. This is how much appreciated I am. And I want to let them know. I mean, shit. I mean, the road is, mhm. It's a tough road, man. I'm trying to let them know, man. I see you fuckers, man. I want to thank you for coming in my dreams, for everything. You, my spirit guide. You know what I'm saying? You were able to give me intuitively, and I knew, and I listened to it. This is where I come in too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you. I can fuck with you, you don't fuck with me, obviously. But nevertheless, thank you. Come on, man. I speak for the heavens, man. My grandmother, my mother, my true mother, my biological mother. That bitch loved me, man. Thank you. Yeah. My grandmother, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I only know her first name, Elao. You know what I'm saying? For not never gave up on me, bro. I was loved being illegally kidnapped. They looked for me. You know what I'm saying? They came and let me know, listen, boy, I don't know what you think you are, nigga. We were looking for you. But my name was changed. You know the story. You know what I'm saying? Obviously there's money involved. You know, the typicals. The regulars, they're always there. This is why we gotta acknowledge them too. All of my haters. All right, their presence has to be felt. That's the way it goes, man. Even in the Job shit, Satan was hanging around. Yo, God, what up? I heard this nigga's your nigga, huh? You got a new nigga, huh? God said, yeah, that's right. Go ahead, do whatever you want. Just don't kill him. These are esoteric knowledge, people. This is showing you the constant shit that's taking place around you right here, right now. Your growth. Everybody, I was listening to Tom Brady talking some shit. He was saying people always look, Michael Jordan said the same shit too. But he said it was the failures, man, that really, made him better. People always say, oh man, you're such a winner, you always did that, but they don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was the failure that shaped them, man. I know that speak. I know that talk. I know that talk when I hear it. This is why I always tell people what you do is doing you. That's why you got to do something, man. Follow your passion. Don't worry about it. Who would ever thought? I mean, are you calling Michael Jordan a stupid nigga? You think he's a stupid guy? A lot of his wisdom comes from fucking basketball, bro. That's why there's no right way, there's no wrong way. The only right way is you, nigga. And if you don't choose you, well, you fucked. Then now you're in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Can you see the parallel understanding and growth when you look at a guy like Mike Tyson and you look at Michael Jordan or whoever the fuck Kobe Bryant, like, or musicians, what they had to overcome, whatever the fuck. So this is why when I tell people, man, positivity doesn't mean there's nothing wrong. It's a positive outlook. It's how you look at it. This is why too, we also know, hey, when a nigga said, whatever the fuck you said, because we know if you call life is a bitch or karma's a bitch, hey, I guess it is a bitch to you. Who am I to judge you? And guess what? You are correct. there used to be a time to me where karma was a bitch. Karma is not a bitch for me anymore, though. If it's any type of bitch, that's my bitch. Listen, if we're gonna put a name on karma, if karma's gonna be anything, well, let me tell you, that's my bitch. You see what I'm saying? This is where your dharma comes in. This is where you being in alignment with yourself is. So if you're going through karma, this is just let you know, hey, listen, man, you listen, you plant again the Kabbalion, the understanding of you being more than digging pussy. You rip what you sow. That goes for everybody. How you want it, man? You want to spend time on yourself and earn a fortune, or do you want to neglect yourself and just make a living? A lot of you motherfuckers are making livings. You don't know the ecstasy of life, nor would you deserve to have more too. That's what a lot of people be saying. If it's scamming anybody, that's what I can tell you, man. Like, it's godly. Everybody that we have God, you are abundant. Yeah, you are, Nick. The shit. Saying, looking at a million born and raised, nigga. Well, rich, poor. 1 million, nigga. On all levels. That goes on all levels. And always carry that fucking energy. When you hear a guy like Jay Z, for instance, right, who was in the hood, this nigga was always the best at everything that he did. You see what I'm saying? Like this nigga was in the hood, driving the nicest cars. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what he's telling the niggas. And he's like, I know it's stupid, but I love it. Even as a little nigga, I was that nigga, even as a little nigga. So there's no shock, it's no surprise. It's a fucking billionaire today. These niggas were always being and doing the best of who they were. Moving a certain way, or knowing the top shots, the top. I mean, it comes with the territory, baby. Oh, I know. I mean, it's a minefield, baby. I'll tell you where not to put your feet in. You know what I'm saying? And this is why your mind matter. And when you start looking at it from that perspective, guess what happens? You automatically break past the physical world. That's seen underneath the veil. That's you activating the God like, and this is the true sight that I'm giving you. This is that I do as a spiritual healer. I use these conversations, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, it's that you in the spirit that needs to be awakened. The men within. Don't worry about me, man. I'm doing good. Yeah, sure. What about mine? We still got things this. You know what I'm saying? This is, trust me, man. This is me, belly bulging out and then now coming to you and giving you this food, nigga. The fuck? Do I look stupid to you? I came here to please you. God, baby. I'm sucking my own dick. Now, you happen, if it works out for you, hey, congratulations. My job is done. My job was done either way anyway, which is me sucking my own dick. Just saying. Now, man, shit. It's already an hour in. Man, there's a lot that was being said, man. But anyway, let's get into. Okay, so I mean, this one, I wonder if I even need to talk about it. Well, I mean, I was going to give you a little more details. I mean, but then again, I gave you the overall picture. Not just of what spirituality is, and you also looking at yourself from a different perspective, and also showing to you too when you don't see that spirit in you. That's what we call ignorant. You know what I'm saying? This is what it means. You may think you know everything, but yet if you're ignorant to yourself, how knowledgeable truly are you? And that's what Jesus was saying. Would a prosper or profit a man, you know what I'm saying, to gain the whole world and then lose your soul. You know what I'm saying? It's like you having the worst gifts. You got the worst gift, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Out of everything, you picked the wrong one. But it's okay. It's okay. We're not judging. You don't see. I didn't see at one point. But it is also that urge too. This is why this is for the living. This is not truly for me to, get you to awaken, but it's the ones that already had that spark in them. Because I knew this is why they tell you the fear of God is the beginning of all knowledge. That urge that you had early on, or maybe a fear that you couldn't even explain or understand that led you to get to know who you are. And a lot of us have been through it, then listen, man, like this is the part that was written. Is that shit was written. I said, if you don't take my words for it, that shit's been written. And this is not written on the wall that you must become. So every time I'm talking about my story, the Jesus story, you have to see the similarities. I know for me I have. The whole 8, 9, 10, when Jesus was talking to the fucking Pharisees, I was doing that shit too. I'm not, well, shit. I was going to say not to say I am Jesus, but I am him. I am me. All right, let me rephrase it that way. This is not me to tell you that I am Jesus, but to let you know that Jesus is you, if that makes any sense. Meaning, do I even need to explain that? Because I feel like I will take away from it. Let me just repeat it, and I'm not going to explain it because I don't want to take away from it. This is one of the things you're going to have to tap into it and fully grasp it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the idea of Jesus is for you to know who you are. Then to know who you are, then you become Jesus-like. Not necessarily because you are Jesus following, meaning it doesn't mean if Jesus, what I'm saying, had heels, you got to wear heels. The Jesus you see wearing heels was a Jesus that was comfortable with who he was. So your level of comfortability is going to be different for anyone, but ultimately, you know who you are. You being you. Being a priest, talk about this shit is me being me. Another motherfucker who play basketball or whatever the fuck, this is them being them. This is why, listen, all roads leads to God. God is everywhere. There's no special thing. There's no special religion. In fact, shit, ever since religion ever existed, they all was, a testimony to the real God, which is somehow reside in you miraculously. Ah, I'm saying? Hey, you could be humble all you want. And I'm saying for you not to be humble, and I'm not saying that your humility means nothing. I'm just trying to get you to acknowledge, yes, man. I know just like that's like Moses come to me, and this is why niggas too, and God understood and Jesus understood that too. You would not understand what I'm saying because you're not from, or in other words, you're not vibrating on the level of me saying what I'm saying. That again in itself too. It's almost like the niggas telling you, you know what? Here I am. I know what you heard came out of my mouth, but I'm telling you it came from somewhere else. And obviously, When you tapping into that, I know for me, that's why my the way I resonate to Christ or Buddha, whoever, whomever the fuck, it's chef kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm talking about Socrates, and by the way, big up to Socrates, and I had a recording on that. It's a must heard. And I talked about Albert Einstein too. Those another way of seeing that too. I was able to tap into their energy, but also, seeing the connect. Anyway, check that shit out. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna. That's a whole other conversation in itself. And granted, we're already an hour in. I haven't even started. But this is all needed. For you to understand your selflessness and the spiritual I, um, identity crisis that I've been through, that you also will be going through if you are this path. You see, when we talk about, let's just say, as a child, there's a consciousness that comes with that. There's a way you identify yourself. This is funny. I was talking to my daughter, right? And she was like, she was listening to her voice when she was younger. She was like, "Nah, I ain't that. That was my voice. My voice." Oh, man, shit is your voice. But I'm saying that to say, I can also understand what she's saying too and where she's coming from. In other words, and then when I talked to her too, her tone changed, her voice changed, and of course now, she got period now. But I'm saying that to say, you know, like that was a critical part of her identity crisis. That she may not even acknowledge it from that perspective. But it's all of a sudden you think you were this, and then you grow, and then you become you no longer that. It's part of you. It's the interaction with you and your old self. It's incredible. Let me say this: I was watching the movie Hams. Ooh, I don't know if I need to do a breakdown, but there was a part where Marlon, was he said some shit I really love. He talked about success. Success when you have successfully overshadowed. I'm not saying this verbatim here, but technically what he's saying is you have to when you become to go from 0 to 100, or to go from 0 to 1, to go from positive to negative. These are all separate state of mind. So you have to successfully become a new version of yourself. So you have to overcome the old person that you used to be. And anybody who have attained success, we know that. Even for me to lose weight, I had to pull someone else out of me. Now, with a new character, someone who's choosing what to eat, what not to eat, when to stop eating, when not to stop eating, what to drink, what not to drink, whatever the fuck. The tea that I'm drinking here, you know what I'm saying? As it is within, so it is without. This is true. This is the true meaning of what you guys are looking for, which is to manifest anything. That's what I'm saying. That's why they tell you seek the kingdom of God, and everything will be given. Do not go the short route. The purpose of you understanding the law of manifestation is for you to admire the creator, not the creatures, or what you're creating. You're using manifestation, you're using God for petty shit. Fuck you, to be honest. You stupid motherfucker. In other words, this very word that is supposed to set you free, you enslaving yourself with it due to ignorance. Man, really? Who am I to judge? But I'm helping you to see it. That's it. And that's truly what I do as a spiritual healer. This is why this whole purpose of me doing this, it's not hey for you to follow me. For what? I'm gonna ask you this responsibility. Follow me where? Follow yourself. Follow me, not follow yourself. Because that's who I follow. Subscribe to you following yourself. There it is. There you have it. I just let it rip, baby. Let it rip, man. Let it rip on you. There it is. So now going back to my daughter real quick, right? So I'm looking at, the shift that is taking place in her identity. Do you see what I'm saying? And believe it or not, she may feel like she became a new person, but it's the selflessness because every one of us who have ever grown or changed or transformed, the transformation is done the same way. This is so selflessness that my ancestors said it. I'm saying it. I mean, this is how we embrace it all by embracing you. It's the growth, but that also comes with a certain identity, and that's why when I was talking about my diet, like I had to give birth to someone else. This is why another gem. You don't fight yourself. The harder you fight it, you're never gonna do it. Have you noticed the motherfucker who lose weight is always the nigga that at some point, like, what I can tell you. Do you know what happens then? There's someone else took over. So word to the wise, and that's what us African niggas do very well, and that's where your rites of passage, that's where your ceremonial shit is coming. Like for me, I went through my fucking shit with Papa Liba. You heard? That's what these niggas were able to do to help me to see things. That's what your rituals are meant to do. That's why ritual is a big part or the ceremony part of it. Ritualistically speaking, everything you do on a regular is ritual. But what I'm saying, ritual in the sense of you using certain things for you to accomplish something else. And that's what magic is too. Those are energy correspondence, for lack of better terms. That's why you can have a little money. They tell you to do like, use certain things that is sweet. Have a little bit of cinnamon in your thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, she's like that Jamaican nigga, man. I'm starting watching this nigga. I forgot his name. Walkie something? Yo, he does food review and shit. And at the end of it all, he always like surprise and shit. Like, hey, this is for take it. Yeah, he's all little flair. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. From an artist to another, that's I admire all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's they are out there artistically or however the fuck you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, it's a thing to be admired. And every time you do that, this is how you set your own trend. And technically, obviously, he been sucking his own dick too. You dick sucker motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He his own thing. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, well, how am I going against that? This nigga would do food reviews on $10,000 like fucking like a restaurant that he went to. He'd be going to like Gucci restaurants and all that shit. And this nigga's so ghetto as fuck too. Not ghetto in the sense of ghetto. I mean, he's fully awakened. He would go to a restaurant even though he got the money, he's doing all that, but he's taking some shit. That's some nigga shit. Some shit, nigga. I see, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can take a nigga out of the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But you can't take the ghetto out of the nigga. You ain't getting nothing wrong with it. I know exactly what that is. Shit. You feel me? But this is also what happens when you become fully balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people, like for me, like I said, the more educated I became, the more I didn't give a fuck. I became more simpler. I don't need to use a lot of big words. I don't need to do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The more nigga I am, I'm better. So education for me truly helped me to be better. It made me fit your little box in terms of trying to use words to somehow reflect how much you know. You know, book reference motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? However, when it comes to true growth and development, I always tell people, if you can't tell me how stupid you used to be, well, nigga, you're still stupid. And as you realize the more stupid, how stupid you used to be, guess what? You became more open. The people who does this is right. This is you have to experience this. This is why you have niggas like the Bill Cosby niggas, the niggas who talks in a certain way. Listen, anybody who's claiming to be perfect, not in terms of, what I'm saying, falling and keep getting up. But they're saying perfection in terms of flawless, to behave a certain way, to save the kids, to do all that shit. And I think this is what Brother Panic and Bobby Hammett, some of the pioneer, what I'm saying, in what is called the conscious community, we're trying to get you guys to awaken to. You know what I'm saying? It's always the motherfucker who claim to be saving the kids, and then what I'm saying. I hear I can't recall who was talking about that. He was saying how mentally damaged he was when, after speaking to his idol, which was Bill Cosby, who doesn't use profanity, who doesn't do none of that shit. Like, these niggas are deceivers, man. Great deceivers. And you have to understand, yes, they have to be too. Because they are, first of all, this is why, as true spiritual people, we don't fit into society. Because we're going to be who we are, not who we should be. And because these niggas, and that's what you see. Like, you can't fake the funk. If you gay, that's what you're saying with all these motherfuckers, those pastors fucking your wife. Like, listen, if you have not done the internal work for you to truly, even if your dick get hard, to understand, to you to master your dick, you know what I'm saying? But yet it's self addressing that. You know what I'm saying? You acting like whatever the fuck, and this is what you're seeing. This is why there's a disconnection. There's always going to be a disconnection when you're not fully being you with your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, because your subconscious mind is truly you. It's not you pretending. It's not you, let's just say, using those big words. Nigga, it's really you. You know, so this is why, for you to truly grow, for you to be truly grow, for you to truly be you, well, you have to elevate you where you at. You got to start where you at. That's why they tell you, this is what they're trying to tell you, nigga. If you don't know where you came from, nigga, you're never gonna go nowhere. This is why you have to go to the source. You got to go with again, these things that we've been hearing. It's been said around us. These are things that you have to wake up to. There's nothing new that I'm saying to you. I mean, the way I said it, though, is different. I cannot act this the way this is being performed. You can be the best, the greatest actor in Denzel. You cannot perform this the way I'm doing this here, baby. Mm-mm. In fact, I am history, nigga. You feel me? Like, listen, man. The way, even the way I'm whooping their asses their ass was never, had never been whooped like this. Like, I'm treating these motherfuckers so badly. This is for public record, man. This is when your mom is whooping your ass in front of the whole community. That is a double ass whooping. Not just gonna hurt physically, but it's gonna hurt you mentally, and your reputation is gonna stay with that for years. But I get it. I needed you, you needed me. Well, thank you. All my haters, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone who thought they were doing me wrong, thank you. Because now we're truly gonna get to see who's truly wrong. And this is the beautiful thing about divine justice too, which is the true justice. This is why they tell you, let God do his job. You see what I'm saying? You see, unless if a nigga is physically trying to do something, then, you know what I'm saying? Like in my case, I had to do a little bit of that. But then when I neutralize the situation, God got it. Your part is to neutralize it. Now, I can't give out too much games, but you know what I'm saying? Once it's neutralized, and then now, listen, man, you're gonna get it one way or another. I mean, your mistake. I mean, you walk right into the trap. I was waiting for you. You had no idea. You fell for the bait, man. You know what I'm saying? You thought you was ringing my bell. You can ring my bell. Nah, nigga. You know, I deliberately put the bell there for you to touch it. You know what I'm saying? This is these motherfuckers who think they are so smart just to fail. You're so smart to look stupid in front of everybody. That's how smart you are. I'd rather be smart, look ugly when people are not looking. And then when it's that time, though, I mean, you really get to see the beauty because the beauty was taking place in what you don't see. This is why you gotta fuck with your isolations. This is why it doesn't matter whoever, wherever they had to. You got to go through your 40 days and 40 nights, man. You know anybody who have not? This is why when you're looking at Christ or this spiritual knowledge as something of the past or something that's outside of you, nigga, you must be out of your fucking mind. And because you look at it from this perspective, you are definitely out of your fucking mind. But on top of that, too, that's no wonder why you can't experience it. In other words, you speak of God, but you know nothing of God. You don't know what God smells like. You only know what it sounds like. Well, let me tell you, and this is what I'm trying to tell you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Any songs, and I think the Buddhists, they use that fucking example. Whatever your fucking favorite song is, right? I'll give you the note to it. Tell me how much is your favorite song? How what makes it your favorite song? Let me know. I'll give you the notes and everything, but not the actual experience, the song in itself. It's the song that makes the song, man. I could give you all the musical notes, man. You probably look at me like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? Well, that's what you motherfuckers are doing when you are reciting, Matthew first, Matthew 10, chapter 5, verse, and then if it's not written in the Bible, it's not valuable. Shit, you must not be living this life. Even the shit that is written in the Bible, you have to experience it. And it is that experience now that's gonna make you, you know what I'm saying? Then now you breathing life, you're like, okay, this shit is real. How the fuck do you know how real this shit is? I mean, you haven't even tasted it. And then you're the one with the loudest fucking voice to you screaming out Christ? You're screaming out Christ, aren't you not? Huh? Do you see what I'm saying? This is a practical matter. When Jesus, what you see in the whole story of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And this is all part of the good word too. And I talked about that, but let me recap this part real quick so you understand. When you look at what was taking place between Herod and Pilate, the government niggas, they gave you Barnabas. Which one do you want? How is this different today? Politicians are telling you what you want to hear. And they want to maintain a certain image, so they look good to you. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you're looking for? Isn't that what you're voting for, bitch? And then you somehow feel like you telling me you fuck out of here, man. I'm saying, man, when I tell you, man, I got this speech from this nigga, and I didn't even respond, said nothing. I remember it was this, and around the time I was in college, and I was, you know, I guess progressing, or I was, yeah. I mean, I was, increased. I mean, I was, what's the word? I was growing, if then, into, this good-looking guy that you're witnessing at this point. You know what I'm saying? But there were certain things that I knew. And this bitch I met at that time, bro, she was in pre-law school, man. Nigga, she let me have it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was told all kinds of pathetic, not having no feelings, not being active in the community, like, not as a person at all. And I remember, man, I'm like, how do you get it so wrong? Not just that, you got to witness my own spirit in itself speaks for itself, man. So you bypass all that. That's how I knew the fucking delusion is real. Mind control is real. And ignorance is real. Obviously. I mean, I've been ignorant myself. When people are saying it's not real, because it means that, you know what I'm saying? It's not stagnant. I mean, you can change it pretty much. But this shit is real like a motherfucker. And for you to be whole too, that's why I tell people, man, you have to understand not just the wisdom of wisdom, but the wisdom of ignorance. And in fact, when you understand ignorance better, it adds up to your enlightenment. Trust and belief. That's why you need to have both. Having the wisdom of ignorance help you to do a better work at your shadow self. Your shadow self, to spot certain things, you have to identify it. Like I always tell people, if you don't know how stupid you used to be, nigga, you still stupid. Because we all only get smarter by knowing how stupid we used to be. And the people who learn from how stupid they used to be, that's why they're not afraid to be stupid. Not being or not afraid to look as being stupid, I should say. I mean, they worry about being stupid, but not. That's why I tell people, man, why do you want to sound smart instead of being smart? The people who are truly smart, they don't care about sounding smart. Whereas the motherfucker who's stupid wants to sound smart. And I don't know what the benefit is in sounding smart. When for you in yourself, you're not even smart. Like, I'm ripping the benefit of this shit, nigga. That's why I told you I'm not giving you something I'm not eating, nigga. In fact, I ate first. Trust me. Like, put a belch in his belly. And then now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if maybe this is, I'm sharing that. I'm digesting on you, to be honest. Not shitting on you in the sense I'm shitting on you. But I'm saying it could be seen in all different levels. Because this is I'm hoping it's helping you see better. But I'm saying from the perspective that I'm coming from is letting you know, hey, I have to see it for myself first, bro. That's truly what I'm saying. Anyway, it is what it is. Um, so then again, it's those different identities that you have to go through, that we are all going through. Yet, which is still and is still expressing your individuality. This is where we are all different. Your difference is needed because it helps me or somebody else to see their differences. This is why it's important for you to shine and be the light of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me, I always admire my fucking ancestors. This is why for me, I understood what, like, the fact, and I talk about that too in the past, like, you need to have your idols. When I love a guy like Eddie Murphy, when I love the guy like Prince, Michael Jackson, or fucking Muhammad Ali, like, all of these motherfuckers was different aspect of me. But through their greatness, I was able to see me. And here I am, and this is crazy. Two things can be true at the same time. And this is the paradox that when you become perfect, meaning you become in harmony, then you reconcile, you successfully see good and bad and good. Listen, it's two sides of the same coin. This is what people are saying. Do not eat from the tree of good and evil. Do not have an understanding of life from where you're looking at life. This is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. When you see it that way, you're always going to be judging others. And this is where I'm telling you, the society that you're living in, it's not a fucking coincidence. It's built this way, and you're going through your issues because, this is the very establishment. This is your understanding of life. And as now, for you to become spiritual, this is what they're telling you. You have to destroy that understanding and start fresh. In fact, the people that knows have the true wisdom, we understand, hey, you becoming who you already are. And then with that model, which society and the world that you're living in, or the matrix, is building you to be something that you're not. And this is why now, as a result, guess what? You acting a certain way. You gotta front. That's what fronting is. You put on a mask. And as you're doing so, guess what? You're keeping up with the Joneses. So now, if you have a car, it's a car that makes you look good, or that gives you a sense of, self-importance. Why would you not want to have Louis Vuitton? Why would you not at this point? This is why you see niggas saying, yo, man, I got Gucci on to let you know he's on, but not understanding the jewelry is in you, not on you. This is why these niggas, you claim to be a gold digger. I don't even see the what gold you digging, nigga. Besides you digging your own fucking grave. You're not a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? You're a grave digger. You're a Dave. You're a grave digger. You ain't a gold digger. Because what you're thinking is your own demise. You creating your own fucking illusion. You keeping up with the Joneses. That's why people you never hear the saying niggas be saying, yo, you trying to impress niggas that are broker than you, man. These people got less money than you. You trying to impress somebody that got less money than you. If this is not you creating your own fucking illusion, I do not know. Lee. You see what I'm saying? This is the sight that you need to develop. This is the true sight. This is what you need to awaken to. This is what, at this point, you become your best version because guess what? There's no fucking amount of material that would define you, nigga. Then this is why they tell you if you're not happy with little, you will not be fucking happy with a lot. Like I am abundantly abundant, nigga. Do you understand? Shit, nigga. You know what I mean? I make whatever look pretty because I am beauty. So what the fuck are we talking about? That's blasphemy, man. How do you go against God? That how do you blaspheme? That's blasphemy. This is sinning against the Holy Spirit, man. When you think somehow some Gucci is your identification, that's blasphemy, man. I mean, are you that lost? You see what I'm saying? And this is some of the wisdom that we are awakening that life is teaching you. And that's what makes this a fucking illusion. Because you're only looking at it from a dick and pussy perspective. You're looking at the woman in the red dress. Well, look again. You're choosing a bitch because she look good. She got a fat ass, man. I mean, shit, I'm not against none of that. I mean, it's beautiful to all of us, too. But that cannot be a determining factor, sir. Oh, ma'am. Then if that's the case, yeah, I mean, that is the illusion. And to truly see things for what they are, it doesn't mean you suppressing a beautiful girl, you saying she's ugly. No. It simply means, yeah, I see that. Let me see more. Then now, after seeing more, then you know the truth. And you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying? Well, if that was the case, why would a nigga be with a beautiful bitch? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then somehow, man, I can't take it, bro. This is how she is. What the fuck does that tell you? The beauty which you see first. That's what the illusion is. This is the spirit you need to awaken in you. That's that spirit right there. This is the man within. And as you do so now, you start looking at this reality from that perspective. And this is why this is setting you free because now also your psychic abilities and all your gifts, this and that comes from. Oh, this is you making miracles now. This is you turning water into wine. And this is you being greater than Jesus was. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Hope I didn't lose you right there. But I wanted to build on that specifically. Well, I mean, shit. You know how that shit goes too, man. That is part of the game. So the same shit that gives you life is the same shit that kills you. Hey, man. That's why I mean, it couldn't be any more perfect than that. It couldn't get any fairer than that. This beautiful nature life that we all talked about, to eat healthy, to eat, what nature gives us. That same nature also gives you natural poison. Natural shit that would also kill your ass as beneficial it would be for your body. Do you call life fucked up because of that? Or do you see how much your participation is needed? This is why they say you need God and God needs you. That is the very essence of that. You have to acknowledge it. Yeah, Jesus died for you, do all that shit. Guess what? You have to say yes. It doesn't work if you don't acknowledge it. It doesn't work if you don't embrace it. So you have to become that. In other words, there's no way outside of you. You have to transform. Romeo must die. As you were being born as the caterpillar, dear friend, you have to become the butterfly. And that's what Christ consciousness is. That's what being born again is. This is why the caterpillar is used. Like, that's why a lot of the mystiques, the wise ones, we use certain animals because we understand the meaning behind them. We're seeing the messages within the messages. And this is why you'll see, we speak of certain animals because we understand we're using that to bring the Godhood out of us, which is totally different from, what I'm saying, when you don't understand why you need to have your statue. And then this is what you're calling idolatry, whereas you're living a sinful life yourself, you don't even see it. And I always use this example where I tell you guys, listen, the Sphinx, just the Sphinx, looking at the Sphinx in itself, it's wisdom there. It should already give you some insights because now you're looking at a physical animal and then with someone's face. How are you processing that? How is it talking to you? I mean, is it somehow, is it trying to poke at something in you? Is it awakening something at all part of you? Or is it giving you some insights to realize, hey man, although you may do some, let's just say some physical shit, like you take shits, you do, what I'm saying, you gotta eat, you do all of that. And in addition to that, there's something else to you. So to look at having a statue like that, to even look at it from that perspective, how is that even an idol? That's what we do in our statues. We understand you are now, I'm making that it's dormant in you. And now it becomes visible. We know what becomes visible in you when you look at a sphinx? Or I guess you may not become conscious of it yet as I became conscious of it, but there's a part of you that's talking to, do you know what that part is? It's that deeper side of you. It's to let you know, even though on the surface you look like this, and your face, or even to speak of God, here we are on the physical plane, and then yet speaking of God attribute in us, or even to adopt the God mentality, characteristics. This is why I always tell you guys, you must become the God walking amongst men. That transformation, that part of yourself. Guess what? Jesus did it. A lot of other ones did it too. That's the good word. To give you a quick recap, but there was a bunch of other shit that came with that. Everything is catered a certain way. It's customly made. But since I thought like this was related to me making that point, but now the selflessness part of us, man, this is what you are inspired to be. So for me, it's like I had to assess all of those growth and then to realize, what I'm saying, that, wait a minute, this is what our ancestors were saying too. There's no limit to who you are. And that constant transformation, it's the selflessness. That's the point. This is who you are. You know what I'm saying? And when you adopt that mentality, man, it's like then now, it's you knowing that. And then there's a mentality that comes with that, which is the understanding of you now being that. Listen, man, you have attained that state of perfection, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, I see what you're saying, but it's like, but it's too bad you don't see what I'm saying. In fact, I mean, you don't even need to see what you're saying. So whatever you think you're saying or you're saying, it's it's truly irrelevant. Or it doesn't fit, what I'm saying, like the bigger picture. If you're looking at, let's just say, if you're looking at this reality, the world that we're living in, people are dying, people are killing each other, all these things that are taking place. There's a lot of, hungry people, the unfairness in the distribution of wealth. Yes, all of that,